It's this one thing that caught me slipping. It's this one thing I want to admit it. This one thing and I was so with it. It's this one thing you did. And baby, I just can't believe it. It's this one thing you did. I can't deny it. Trying to love to do, but I keep on seeing you. I'm hoping you can keep on seeing me. Babe, what you did. It's this one thing that got me tripping. You did. This one thing you so baby feeling. This one thing you did. It's this one thing that caught me slipping. It's this one thing I want to admit it. This one thing you know so with it. It's this one thing you did. It's this one thing that got me tripping. It's this one thing that got me tripping. You did. This one thing you so baby feeling. It's this one thing you did. It's this one thing that caught me slipping. It's this one thing I want to admit it. This one thing and I was so with it. It's this one thing you did. And baby, I just can't believe it. It's this one thing you did. I can't deny it. Trying to love to do, but I keep on seeing you. I'm hoping you can keep on seeing me. Babe, what you did. It's this one thing that got me tripping. You did. This one thing you so baby feeling. This one thing you did. It's this one thing that caught me slipping. It's this one thing I want to admit it. This one thing and I was so with it. It's this one thing you did. It's this one thing that got me tripping. It's this one thing that got me tripping. You did. This one thing you so baby feeling. It's this one thing you did. It's this one thing that caught me slipping. It's this one thing I want to admit it. This one thing and I was so with it. It's this one thing you did. And baby, I just can't believe it. It's this one thing you did. I can't deny it. Trying to love to do, but I keep on seeing you. I'm hoping you can keep on seeing me. Babe, what you did. It's this one thing that got me tripping. You did. This one thing you so baby feeling. This one thing you did. It's this one thing that caught me slipping. It's this one thing I want to admit it. This one thing and I was so with it. It's this one thing. Hear voices I don't wanna understand. My car keys are jingling in my head. My heels are clicking towards your door. It's this one thing that got me tripping. It's this one thing that got me tripping. You did. This one thing you so baby feeling. It's this one thing you did. It's this one thing that caught me slipping. It's this one thing I want to admit it. You did. This one thing and I was so with it. It's this one thing you did. And baby, I just can't believe it. It's this one thing you did. I can't deny it. Trying to love to do, but I keep on seeing you. I'm hoping you can keep on seeing me. Babe, what you did. This one thing that got me tripping. This one thing that got me tripping. You did. This one thing you so baby feeling. This one thing you did. It's this one thing that caught me slipping. It's this one thing I want to admit it. You did. This one thing and I was so with it. It's this one thing you did.
I can't help it. It's just something. It's just.
And baby, I just can't believe it. It's this one thing you did. I can't deny it. Trying to love to do, but I keep on seeing you. I'm hoping you can keep on seeing me. Babe, what you did. This one thing that got me tripping. It's this one thing that got me tripping. This one thing you so baby feeling. It's this one thing you did. to keep on seeing you. I'm hoping you can keep my secret. Babe, what you did? This one thing that got me tripping. This one thing that got me tripping. You did this one thing, you so baby feeling. This one thing you did. This one thing that caught me slipping. This one thing I want to admit it. You did this one thing and I was so with it. It's this one thing you did. And maybe I just can't believe it. It's this one thing you did. Trying to live to do, but to keep on seeing you. I'm hoping you can keep my secret. Babe, what you did? This one thing that got me tripping. This one thing that got me tripping. You did this one thing, you so baby feeling. This one thing you did. This one thing that caught me slipping. This one thing I want to admit it. You did this one thing and I was so with it. It's this one thing you did.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Wyatt Live 1 p.m. Who all here with me? Let me know. Let's do a sound check. Let me make sure that the microphone is right. It's been a tough week on the technical side. Are we here? Let's just make sure. For the twos and the fews that are here, I want to thank you. I really do appreciate it. You know, I take pride in what I do, and I really appreciate those that come in and spend a few minutes of your time with me. It means a lot to me. I appreciate. Okay, David Herring, we're gonna do our countdown. You got to knock some of that stuff off, bro. you have to. Let's get the checklist down to three. Let's get it down to 3. All right, let's do that. You know, what I mean, it's getting out of hand, D. DH is getting out of hand, bro. You're gonna have a whole damn, you know, it's getting more and more each day. I'm looking at it. You're adding one more. You know, it's becoming an application, like a job application, checking off the boxes. Too many, DH, too many. What's good with everybody today, man? Short show today, but I think we got plenty. Short show, but we have plenty. I'm starting to learn myself a little bit better now in 2025. It took me a whole lot of years to learn to stop taking so many people so damn serious. This is coming off the dome as I speak right now. I just have to stop taking people so damn literally, like serious. I just have to stop doing it, man, because sometimes, you know, my granny always told me, and I'm sure y'all grandmother, your mama, somebody in your life probably told you, if you see two people arguing, if you see somebody out there arguing with a dummy, you should actually see two people out there arguing because they both dummies. Why argue with somebody when you know you're right? What you're doing, you're getting into this conflict of arguing with someone because you're trying to prove to them something that they're never going to accept. Their mind is already made up. And they're never going to let you be right. It all depends on who it is. If they don't want you to be right, you'll never be right. You know, some people argue and they'll argue all the way down to a decimal. You know what that means? That means that when they find out that they're losing an argument or can't win what they're talking about, or shit don't make sense to what they're saying, and they can start to see that it's shattering and breaking down and it don't really make a lot of sense, they'll start, you know, breaking it down to decimals. And then they'll hear one thing that you say and they'll take it off point, off subject, to try to steer it in another direction. Well, what you said before was, wait a minute, but we talking about now. We talking about right now. We talking about the subject at hand. We talking about this. We ain't talking about that over there. We ain't talking about that went around the corner down the street a couple days ago, couple years ago, few years ago, what I did in 1982. We talking about 2025. You know what I'm saying? They will argue you down to a decimal and have you sounding crazy. Stop it. That's why I don't get mad. Y'all know I'm going to say something, and I look, I know a lot of people aren't here yet, and I probably should let the gumbo get the marinating, getting good before I make this point. But I'm going to say it, and I might say it again later. I'm the lowest viewing viewed show locally in the Cincinnati area. I'm the lowest viewed show, and I understand why. I probably wouldn't listen to me either if I'm if I'm the culprit, if I'm guilty. I probably wouldn't want to hear that shit every day either. There's a reason for my madness. There's a reason why I said that, because um I don't know. This ain't necessarily snitching, but I keep telling y'all that people send me videos and send me videos, send me of other stuff that's going on in the world. Maybe we could talk about it. Sean D, you Nutter, what's good with you, brother? Seeing you hitting that gym, bro. I like to see that. I didn't see the missus. I didn't see Mrs. Nutter. I didn't see her. Tell her don't have me. I got the red phone. I get the calling. I'll do a wellness check. Don't have me. If she better get in them videos where y'all hitting that gym, brother. And y'all just got some snow. You know you got to be healthy when you live in the snow. Atlanta got some snow, y'all. Did y'all see that video clip? I'm gonna get back to my point, but I got to talk about Atlanta for 30 seconds. Did y'all see that video clip of Atlanta getting hit with snow? Did you see people who see? This is how you know you ain't grow up in snow. People that grew up in snow, especially when you get to a certain age, don't give a damn about no snow. Like they don't want to see it. We done enough sled riding and running in the snow, building snowmen and all that old shit. We done that shit since the 3rd grade. We don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Atlanta got hit with snow, and Atlanta, and I'm gonna say black Atlanta. I don't know what white folks in Atlanta was doing. I don't know. I'm just going by what my algorithms pulled to me. My black people was going nuts in the snow, and I mean like having fun. I'm like, you know, they ain't grow up in no snow, or they done been down there 30 years, well removed from the snow, and they was kind of happy to see it. Maybe it's gonna last a day or two, so I might have some fun in the snow. But this video has come out about Atlanta, with Atlanta getting hit with snow. You got guys out there that got them dirt bikes. They out there on motorcycles, dirt bike motorcycles and 4-wheelers out in the snow, doing wheelies and hook sliding and going down the street. They out there in they dark Dodge Chargers down in Peachtree, down there doing, I don't know what all that stuff is called, doing them bunny hops and slides and all that old stuff in the snow. Guys bringing out their Lamborghinis, which are front wheel drive, can't do shit. It ain't got no weight in the front of a Lamborghini. Out there driving $200,000, $300,000 cars in the snow. And I'm like, bro, y'all done lost y'all mind. So Atlanta got hit with a little bit of snow. Now, a friend, you know, Clarissa Shields, world champion. She's bad with the hand. Sister from Detroit. Oh, she's from Flint. She wouldn't want me to say Detroit. She's from Flint, Michigan. She bought her very first home. She's a world champion. She's a great kid. She's a grown woman. She's a good person. Known her for many, many years. And she's tripping now because she just bought a house in Atlanta. She just bought a house in Atlanta like a month ago. The first, like before New Year's. It was in December. Swimming pool, nice home, very nice home, nice community, very first home. She went on social media yesterday. I had to send a message to her like, that's that real estate agent told you that shit, but I was just playing. She went on social media the other day, had her phone up, and it was snow coming down behind her, and it was snow everywhere on the ground, probably about 3-4 inches of snow on the ground. And she was playing, but she was bitching and complaining, talking about, y'all told me it don't snow in Atlanta. Now, y'all know it's snow 40 going north in Flint, Michigan. She's used to the snow, but she's like me. I don't want to be around snow. I grew up in snow. I played in snow. And she's not. Ron Douglas said I thought she was from Youngstown. No, she's from Michigan. 3-time world champ, actually 3-time gold medalist. She's from Michigan. And She out there like, I can't believe it's snowing in Atlanta. Y'all told me this is where I need to buy my house. And she was having fun with it, but she was for real at the same time. I feel you on that, sis. I feel you on that. Look, I would be upset too. I would be upset too. Like my first year, my first winter, I just bought this house. The ink on the contract is not even dry yet, and snow hit. I'm supposed to be in hot Atlanta. It don't supposed to snow here. All right, so what I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by Sean D. Nutter. I'm just playing, bro. Shout out to you and your family. I'm not gonna argue with people, man. And if I was somebody that didn't agree with what I say over here or my position, I wouldn't watch me either. I surely wouldn't. That's why I don't watch certain shows, because I don't agree. I don't watch certain shows just to be a disagreement. Just to be in disagreement with people so I could drive myself nuts. I'm not that type of person. Number one, I got way too much. I had way too much to do with my time. I can't sit back and just cherry pick conversation and just deem everything they say wrong because that's how they feel. And then I'm sitting back all disturbed. I seen Ron Dula made a comment. This is not towards you, bro. I ain't talked to you or heard from you or seen you on here and I don't know how long. I guess this the type of conversation that'll pull you out. I don't know. But I know you one of those that be losing. I told you was going to blow a spark plug by disagreeing with people. He said, that's my thing. Ain't no argument if I'm right. Now, that was a while back. Have you changed your point of view since 124 and 47 seconds ago? Because, Ron, you know that ain't true. It's always an argument, even if you know or think that you're right. You always argue, bro, and I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad. But take it from your brother. I've told you right here on the air, bro. Wow, you're going to lose a gasket arguing with people, bro. Say what you got to say and move on. LaDonna, it's on YouTube. I don't know. Are YouTube comments? It looks like YouTube comments are coming through. Are they? I don't see them either. Now that I see the monitor, LaDonna, he's on YouTube, and I don't see those comments either. I don't see those comments either. So I can see them on my main screen here, but I can't see them on the page. So I'll do my best at trying to keep you up with what's being said. If I can, or back out and come back in, maybe that'll do a difference, make a difference. I'm not quite sure. Ron Dula on YouTube said this. He said, when was the last time you heard me argue with anybody? The last time I heard you call the show. And I haven't heard you call the show lately. Whether it's mine, E-Man, those are really the only shows. I don't hear you on any of the national shows that I listen to. You see what I'm saying? So no, I haven't heard you argue in a while. But that don't make your point. It just says you haven't argued in a while. It don't mean you don't argue, bro, because you do. And I'm the one, because I got love for you, just told you, calm down, man. Say what you got to say. You're not going to convince somebody. Do you know that you can have facts? You can have facts about an issue that someone has learned the wrong way their entire life. And if you have facts to show them, do you know that you could go to a kid? If a child, which I have nothing but love for children in my heart, but you know, if this kid only listens to his mama, don't listen to nobody else, he could be 15 years old. 15 years old, and he's listened to every word his mama has ever told him in life and believed it. You know, you can go tell that kid, Ron, that it ain't no Santa Claus, and that kid could look at you crazy as hell and be like, what are you talking about? My mama says Santa Claus, we just had Christmas. He left a lot of shit out of the chimney. He came down, we ain't got no chimney. But he went down all the other kids' chimney. He came in our back door like my mama told me. You could try to convince him everything that's factual, that there's no Santa Claus. But if mama told him it's Santa Claus, It's a Santa Claus. No matter how many facts you bring to the table to this child, if he believes it, he believes it. And he will argue with you all the way down to what? A decimal. So I don't argue. I say what I say and I move on. Now I might say it a few times, like bring it up a few times because maybe I'll read a comment, maybe we bring it up, we rehash it, maybe somebody else brought it up or whatever. I don't know. When was the last time you seen me have an argument on here? Plenty of people have said things that I don't agree with, and I just sit there and listen. I'm not in the business of necessarily trying to set the record straight on how they feel about what they feel about. I don't really do that. I like to say, I like to let people get their point across. And when they say what they say, cool. That's it. That's how it should work. That y'all do that with Twin. Twin come in, he say what he got to say. I can't disagree with everything he says. I haven't lived Twin's life. If he's convinced certain things are the way they are, that's what they are for him. And that's cool. All right. What's that? Okay, here's some. Ron said, okay, he uses the N-word. Okay. Ain't arguing with nobody, just like I ain't arguing with you about me arguing. You still going? See? You started it off argumentative. And this is what I ain't arguing with nobody. All right, that's it. I'm through with that. All right, Jerica says it's pretty long. She says, I will say this. There are many who watch various platforms, not just, hold on. It's moving on me. My bad. I didn't mean to cut it off. I will say this. There are many who watch various platforms, not just for their hosts, but because they enjoy the engagement with other listeners and they just like listening to talk radio. For a host to think that all their supporters agree with their perspective is nonsense. Yeah, I know. I agree with that. I agree with that. I don't think that everybody here agree with me. I know they don't. That's why everybody don't get a response, because I'm not going to argue. But I agree with that. I don't think that you should have a show and believe that everybody's going to believe or agree with everything you say. That's why, how many times have y'all all have heard me say, I'm not here to convince you. I'll say, like, I'm not here to change your mind. I'll say what I got to say. And if you don't believe it, go look it up or prove me to be wrong or whatever, or my opinion is this. That's what I always say. My opinion is this on this particular matter. But I'm not that vain to believe that everybody who comes here is supposed to agree with me. Because let me tell you, part of the entertainment of it all is the differences of opinion. And that's why I listen to how people say things. Y'all want me to check everybody that's wrong in your eyes. I don't do that. I don't hold people. I'm not here to check everybody that has their opinion and say what they say and feel the way they feel. That's why you see me sit here and listen sometimes and just let them say what they need to say. Just like when ladies sit here or when ladies listen to certain things and I'm just sitting here. Y'all got to understand, in the back of my mind, I really want to say a whole lot. But y'all do know that when people are saying these things about ladies or doing these things and ladies are involved, there's another piece to the puzzle, and it's the lady. You listening to a dude say something reckless about a woman on here, say something about their baby mamas and all this old type of shit, and you act like he the only one got a problem. Excuse me? Wait a minute, hold on. A man that has 5 baby mamas, he's the only one in that 5-6-person issue right there. He's the only one with a problem. He's the only one that's making bad decisions. That's what you want me to believe. So why would I sit here and try to convince him how wrong he is when he has an audience to play to, and they buy in and they fall into now here come baby mama number 6. So I'm gonna sit back and tell him how he wrong. And I'm not privileged to talk to the woman. She ain't got no responsibility. She don't have any accountability in what he doing. She's part of the equation of the problem. I wouldn't want to listen to me either. I wouldn't want to listen to me either if I was who I'm talking about. We ain't got there yet, Seabreeze. We just talking. Seabreeze said, laugh out loud, I'm confused. What's today's show about? I'll read a comment and go from there. That's what you veer off. That's the other thing about the show. It's been plenty of times I'm talking about one thing and somebody may call or somebody might make a comment and it veers us. I thought that was the entertainment. You know what? This is more real between the shows that y'all watch, like Wyatt Live, E-Man, and the radio. Whether you like us or not, we're more real than all the shit that y'all watch on TV when it comes down to reality TV. None of us are staged over here. We're off the cuff. Yeah, the phone is on. In other words, when you're sitting back watching Housewives of what? Atlanta, all that shit is fake. When you call E-Man, that shit is real. Those people are real. He's real. We got a real opinion about some things. We got real people calling us. Some unbelievable points of views, but it's real. Now, you all can tell somebody that might be trolling, but this is not scripted trolling. Housewives and all that old, what is that other hip hop of Atlanta, and I don't know all them shows. Them reality shows are not reality shows. They're scripted. So that's why we veer off and we not on script and we sometimes change the subject or we get off bar, we get off code, we get off of what we do sometimes because, hey, this is what's real. This is live. Now, if this was like a, I don't know, what is it? Is it podcast where when they do the recordings? I tried that. Let me tell y'all something how difficult. Now, look, I'm very limited in this field. All right. Some of y'all already know that. Y'all don't even like me. Like Jerica said, which Jerica brings some valid points up a lot. But like she said, I don't know why a host would want to think that we're here. Like, let me give you a perfect example. Like, I didn't really care for Arsenio Hall. Oh, I know I just shut the internet down. I know I just closed. Oh, I just canceled myself. I'm not a fan of Arsenio Hall. He ain't never been funny to me. He's not a good actor. He's none of that to me. But I watched the show, the acts that were on the show. I wanted to hear the interviews that was going on. I'm not necessarily an Arsenio Hall fan. All right. So I understand that you can be here and you're here not just because of me. You're here for the people that I attract. I get it. I get it. It's like this. Boy, y'all rotten dudes gonna know what I'm talking about. But you ever been a friend of somebody just because of the friends that they keep? Fellas know what I'm talking about. I don't really like Wanda, but Wanda got some badass friends. That one friend she got, Kelly, whoo! Yeah, people do that. They don't want to have nothing to do with you. Thank you, Raj. Arsenio was corny. He was only cool because he had a show that had, good accent. He didn't have nothing to do with that. He didn't book it. I mean, he put his name on it. I ain't gonna run him. I mean, he did a great job at what he did, but his personality was not one that I could really cling to. It wasn't the show that I really was. He wasn't part of what I really like. You know what I mean? But the show was dope. To go on there and watch, Heavy D and the boys and to see, Mary J and, see a lot of entertainment. That was good. That was great. But now let me say this, Jerica. It ain't too many people on here outside of me that I don't see why y'all would want to be here. Why would you want to come in here and have a conversation with people that say some of the shit they say in the chat? I have to ignore most of it. I'm just being honest with you. It's so rude and nasty. I wouldn't entertain. That's just me. I wouldn't entertain it. It looks like Jerica and Twin having a conversation. Oh shit, that's got to be one. I'm Twin. Just stop now. You're not gonna win that one, bro. You're not gonna win it. That's gonna turn. That's suburb versus hood. You're not gonna win that argument. It's over, bro. Take an 8 count and don't get back up. Just let's wave it off. Tell the ref to come on in here and wave that off. I don't even know what it is. I'm gonna stay out of it. All right, so let's move on. Let's get at it. Let's get at it. Oh, Carolyn Smith, thank you. Tanika, what's good? Carolyn Smith made a comment earlier. I just wanted to say it, and I wrote it down because we were just coming in. The show was just beginning. Check on your people on Coleraine Avenue. Looks like, and I don't know, I'm not putting my name on this, but Carolyn's not the type to come in here on no bullshit. She said there's been a shooting on Coleraine Avenue at Popeye's Chicken. Okay? Check on your folks. Now, I'll be honest with you. I ain't been on. Remember I told you yesterday I haven't been up in the Faye in a decade? Until a day, what day was it? We were in Cincinnati. My family and I, we hit Coleraine Avenue because my daughter for Christmas got these headsets from Best Buy. And the only Best Buy in the city of Cincinnati during Christmas, the only one that had the color that she really wanted, we had to do an exchange of the headsets because of the color, was the Best Buy over on Coleraine Avenue. That's the only reason why I went over there, to exchange some headsets. Hadn't been on Coleraine. I'm going to be honest with you. Hadn't been on Coleraine and hey, last time I was over there, they had a toy store. It's a furniture store now. You hear me? Like, that's how long ago it was. Like, they had Johnny Toys, or what was that? Toys R Us, or Toys R Us, or Children's Palace. I'm laughing because Children's Palace was probably in the 80s. I don't know. I haven't seen Children's Palace in I don't know how long, but I'm just saying. It's been a long time since I've been on Coleraine. Now, my first house I lived in, my first house I bought was, my wife and I was on Blue Rock Road, and it was off Coleraine. And I would always have to drive down Blue Rock Road to get on Coleraine to make it to the office because I would take Coleraine downtown. I ain't been to Coleraine in a long time. When I lived there, they probably had 6 people on the police department. They had the chief, the assistant chief, the lady that worked in the office, and like 3 patrol cars. Shit. Can't do that now. Coleraine is Coleraine. It's different. It's way different now. Anybody want to debate that? 15, 20 years ago, Coleraine was really, really nice. It was really nice. Had a lot of businesses, a lot of small businesses up and down Coleraine Avenue. And it's changed. Now, whatever, y'all can put it in the screen why it's changed. I don't know. I'm not sure why Coleraine Avenue is what it is today. But let's just say in the last 2 years, I wouldn't even say 2 years. In the last year, you can't really count 2000. You can't count 2025 because we're 2 weeks into Coleraine, into 2025. Last year, I know of 3 shootings that happened on Coleraine Avenue that would have never happened in that location 15 years ago, 20 years ago. Would have never happened. That would have never happened. It's just way different now. And y'all can figure it out. You can figure out why it's different. You can look at it. You could tell. I mean, there's Grippo bags and there's Grippo bags on the ground and pickle bags and shit all over that. It's all over the place. You can say whatever you want to say, figure it out for yourself. Businesses can't stay open. Stores are shutting down. Let's talk about that a little bit. Why aren't people talking about these stores that are shutting down all over the place? Drugstores, pharmacies. Why aren't y'all talking about that type of shit? These are Cincinnati areas. And here's what trips me out. Y'all got people in your life, your leaders, who'll let the real leaders in Washington, D.C. get on CNN and MSNBC, which is for sale. The reason why, and I'll tell you why MSNBC in my eyes is for sale. But you'll let them get on there and say that the economy is vibrant. The economy is good. And then a story or two right after they get on there and say that, here they come with these reports of how many companies are shutting down in areas. And you don't have to go far. You don't have to go far from Cincinnati. We used to say, look what's happening in Chicago. Look what's happening in Los Angeles. You don't have to say that now. You don't really have to say that. You can kind of look locally and say, damn, bro, I can't believe they shutting down. There's a store, I can't think of the name of it. It's in San Francisco. California. I don't know why anybody would live there. I'm sorry, Drop. I'm sorry, Big Dom. My guys that live out there, they've been there for 30 plus years. They probably just used to what's going on. But I don't know how you can be used to what's happening now. I just don't get it. Pharmacies are shutting down in the Black community. Like CVS's, Walgreens, just like they are here in the Midwest and down south, and just they're shutting down. And look at why they're shutting down. They all have the same reasoning. Operating cost is too high. Theft, crime could be internal and external. These places are shutting down. There's a new place that's shutting down. It's not new, but it's a new thing on the argument shelf in San Francisco. There's this store in the hood. Well, it's not. It's a Black community. It's shutting down. And guess who's coming to the rescue in this neighborhood? NAACP. They only show up when they feel like we're being hurt. They don't show up when we're doing the hurting. Because in this same community, the reason why this particular drugstore, it's a CVS. It's not called CVS. I could pull it up. The reason why they're shutting this particular CVS down, is because of the crime that's going on in the area. The staff's not safe. The shrinkage is on a really high level. They're not making any money. They made a deal with the city. They wanted to leave a year ago, and they extended the lease with the city for a whole nother year. And now the city's bitching and complaining because this drugstore wants to leave. CVS wants to leave this community because they're not making any money. It's a hazard for their employees. They can't survive there. The store can't survive. So instead of NAACP coming in and try to see what we can do to get it where the elderly in the community can get their prescriptions, they want to come in and say that it's racist that this company is leaving this community when this community has not taken care of the store. You want to come in at the tail end and have an argument how you're disenfranchising the people. I don't understand that argument. Where's the pre-argument? Why aren't you in it before it gets to the point where they got to lock up the damn toilet paper and tissue and toothpaste? Where were you when the shit was bad? You want to come in and try to make a company stay open when they're not profitable, or when the people in the community is stealing and there's gunshots and all this stuff and the staff is not safe, nobody wants to come to work, and you want to show up and try to tell this company that they're being racist because they don't want to stay open in that neighborhood. Now, I don't care what you say, but you look at some of the neighborhoods where these CVS's and Walgreens are shutting down across this country, they're all somewhat, there's a common denominator. They pretty much going through the same thing. And then when you take the prices up of the toothpaste, now it becomes unaffordable, because who you think gonna pay for them extra locks and them lock boxes that you got to put some damn toothpaste behind? You got policies that tell people you won't go to jail if you steal something under $1,000. You can hit a lick in a CVS. You can shop till you drop. $1,000 in a CVS is a lot of shopping. Walk right out the front door. And now you want to come to the rescue of the people. Where were you all? You should have had signs outside the front of the door before it got to the point where the store wanted to leave. This is all we have in our community. Please don't F it up. This is where my grandmother get her prescriptions. Don't F it up. We got to go 30 more miles to get my grandmama's prescriptions. Don't come in here and steal. Don't come in here and do this craziness. What's wrong with that? LaDonna said, I can't believe they closed Walgreens in Bond Hill, been there forever. Huh? They wouldn't have closed it if it would have been profitable. You see what I'm saying? Their employees aren't safe. And what puzzles me is the leadership. The people that want to come in and try to act like, they kind of like, they don't do, we've had this conversation before. We've had this conversation a million times on this platform. Some are proactive and some are reactive. And usually the reactive people are the ones that come in with the shit after the toothpaste is all gone and stolen and everything's locked up and the store is ready to leave. The reactive people come in and start arguing points that should have been made. These points shouldn't, this position shouldn't even have been taken if we would have done some proactive stuff to these stores in our community. Then we wouldn't have to worry about CVS, Walgreens leaving. But no, here come the people, want to save everybody. They want to save everybody, but the problem, and I wouldn't want to hear me either. Let me get off of this. Y'all already know. Thank you, been about the check. You know what it is. Like I said, Ron, you can't change a made up mind. That's not for Ron. Ron might have a made up mind, but I didn't mean I'm trying to change his made up mind. I'm not suggesting that at all, but I'm making a point to the argument that we were talking about arguing. So I would look dumb as hell if I was in Cincinnati and they were talking about closing the CVS, Walgreens in Bond Hill, the one that left. I'd look crazy as hell 3 years ago, standing outside with a sign saying, please stop stealing in here. Please stop stealing, because my grandmother lived, and this is hypothetical. My grandmother lived down the street. This is the only place that she has to be able to get her prescriptions. If this store leaves, we're going to be in trouble. So I would look like an idiot outside telling people to stop stealing in here. Stop shooting across the street, running in the store. Stop doing all that. I would look crazy if I go stand out in front of Kroger on Coleraine Avenue and I tell them to go take that shit somewhere else. I would look crazy for that, right? Of course I would. I would look absolutely crazy. Let me go to the phone lines before I move on. I'm about to get up out of here. Move on another subject. Let me go in. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
My man.
Ron D. Is it Ron D or Ron?
It is.
Okay, Ron D.
Is.
Sometimes I get it confused because I might think, I think you have two different handles on social media. You got a Ron.
Oh shit!
and then-
I got like 6, 7.
what?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know all that.
Algorithm purposes, bro. Algorithm purposes. But yeah, shit. Man, I wasn't fussing at you when I said that, but I'm on what you on, man. Man, it's time out for arguing. You can't argue a point now, and it's a truth that, especially that politics point. It's a trip because people forget that it's something else that comes next week besides the inauguration and Martin Luther King's celebrating birthday.
Okay.
The longshoreman strike comes back.
The what? Say that again, Ron. Ron, I didn't hear you.
They got to deal with them.
Ron, I didn't hear you. Say it again.
That longshoreman strike come back. They got to deal with them after the 20th. Remember when they was all going on strike?
Yeah, what strike?
Yeah, the longshoreman strike, the shipping containers.
You're talking about the the shipping. I can't think of who they are. I couldn't think of who they are, but you're talking about the oh damn, I'm drawing a blank on what are they called?
That's longshoremen, I think it is.
Longshoremen. Okay, I was under the impression it was called they were called something else. So
it may be, but you know what I'm talking about.
I do know what you're talking
about. They shut everything. They was getting ready to shut everything down until Biden stepped in and said it chill out until after the election.
So that was a temporary deal. I thought they got the negotiations done with the union.
No, they did, but it was temporary.
Oh, it was
because
temporary.
you got to go back.
Okay.
Because you have to go back next week because they had that AI issue.
Okay.
The AI issue. Now they still threatening to shut that shit down.
Okay.
We have it's a trip because we have an outbreak, and they again they're not talking about it. We have an outbreak of bird flu. The first person, what is it? What's the word? Avian flu virus to transfer into a human, and now and now they're scared that it will morph into what they call another virus. I mean, they gonna do everything that they can do, and they're doing it right now. They're gonna do everything they can do to try to, make sure Trump don't get nothing accomplished. But my thing is, what if he does?
What if
and
he
this
does
is the
what?
thing,
You mean what if he does? Meaning what if he gets something
what
accomplished?
If he does?
Okay.
Absolute power corrupts absolutely. And Biden, he made that speech last night about the oligarchs and all that other shit. He didn't mind them oligarchs and all that stuff when they was helping him. He gave George Soros the Medal of Freedom last week. He's the biggest devil in the world. Now that's an oligarch. And what's a trip is, it ain't gonna get no better. And I was trying to argue the points that I was trying to argue prior to this election and for the last few years, because we needed to get our shit together, and have a plan. See, if we don't have no plan for right now, we gonna crumble. Some of us gonna crumble. Well, I mean, those people in Los Angeles and Los Angeles County and stuff, that's 100,000 people that's displaced, homeless. They said they had interviewed one dude. It was 15 people staying in one house at that time.
Mm.
They have a housing crisis right now. Now, I mean, this shit is just a mess. And what's a trip is, you know, we have to make sure that we bring ourselves, you know, you better click up with whoever you gonna click up with. And you better, you know, y'all better be ready.
Ready
because
for what?
This,
Be specific.
I'm sorry?
I said ready for what? Be more specific.
No, you know, I can't be specific because I don't know exactly what's
So we got to be
coming.
ready for something, but you don't know what.
Now, it's a trip because I you know, Emmanuel laughed at me and you laughed at me too.
I ain't never laughed at
you. No. It is last year. You laughed at me too when I was talking about little baby Jesus, and y'all was like,
Talking about what?
Yeah, I was like, I said, little baby Jesus and all that other little stuff.
I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I would definitely.
Wait. I'm great. Tell you.
Okay.
Great. Tell you. I was talking about little baby Jesus and the star that, you know, the North Star that fit and marked him. That's what I was talking about. That's why y'all was laughing at me.
I never laughed at you. I don't even remember.
It ain't. I mean, it ain't nothing, you know. But what's a trip is the sun is irradiating at levels that we haven't seen before in our lifetime. That's why we've been able to see the northern lights so far down into the Midwest.
Bruh.
And yes.
Bruh.
They're talking, but they're talking about rolling blackouts. And you don't know when these rolling blackouts.
So now see, now when you say we need to be ready, Ron, you can't just say we need to be ready. You got to kind of say we need to be ready for possible blackouts. We need to be ready.
I just said it.
No, I just asked you, be more specific about what we need to be ready for. And you said, I don't really know. That's what
I said, I can't be specific, but I gave you that example. And those are actual examples that they don't discuss. They don't discuss them on the news and all that other little shit. You know, just like they discuss that the $6 billion that Bush gave to Ukraine last week. You know, it's certain things that they hide from us, and we don't prepare ourselves. You know,
I'm prepared, Ron.
All those people.
Ron.
Yeah, I heard you.
I'm prepared.
Yeah. All those people in Los Angeles knew they lost their insurance. Knew that they did, but they depended on the man to come back and fight the fires and do what they had to do to protect their homes, because they knew they did it time and time again. But this wasn't the case. Just like they did in Lahaina in Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, yeah, it's a trip. We in Cincinnati are a little bit protected because, well, I don't want to get into that, but we've been protected. My thing is, I'm not worried about anything else. I ain't worried about a tornado. I ain't worried about, terrorism. I ain't worried about nothing else. You know what I am worried about? Is a fucking earthquake. Now, if you look at the fault lines and look and see where our fault line is that run through Cincinnati and see the activity that's been going on, and the fact that the sun, and it's a trip. If you don't study this stuff, if you don't look at it, don't understand
Let
it.
me ask you this, Ron. What's your source for all this information? Help me out so I'll know how to look it up.
Uh, you can look at Steve Ryan show. You can look at the NASA channels. You can go deep down the hole in YouTube, and they'll feed it to you. They'll feed your algorithms.
They'll feed it.
They'll feed your algorithms.
Okay.
What's a trip is like I said, and I was when I told you about those drones and all that other stuff, and you was clowning me.
I wasn't clowning you.
Clowning me, but before.
Did you ever find out what those clones
for the
were?
new year?
Wait a minute, hold on, bro. You're not gonna accuse me of clowning you, my friend, when I wasn't clowning you. Where did did you and I even have a conversation about clones? You sure it was this show?
I know. I said you was clowning me when I was talking about those drones.
No, we was tripping on your ass when you was talking about spaceships.
No,
bro. That was what it was. It wasn't about the clones. But I understood the content. Okay. See how we about to be in this arguing type of shit that I just don't do?
Argue with you, but damn, I said okay. I'm telling you, when you was trying to clown me about that,
I was not one of the people that clowned you, Ron. I actually came to your defense by saying the people that were clowning you were taking your comments out of context. If they listened to the full clip, you would have understood that he didn't say there was a naked alien in his backyard. You did say that, but you didn't say it like there was actually an alien in the backyard. You was kind of just
did not say that shit.
What?
You said that. And I didn't say that
Ron,
shit.
you put. See, I thought we were better than that, bro. I got a show that I have recorded.
Okay.
Everything I say, I got to stand on. I could wait a minute, hold Ron. Let me get a second, bro. I give you all the time you need. Let me get my point across. Ron, I got a show that records me. And if I say I said something and I didn't say it, trust me, it's enough people in here right now that'll come back and say, Wyatt, you did say there was naked aliens running in the.
Give a shit what nobody say.
Okay, you don't have to care, Ron, but you can't accuse me of being the one. Ron, here you go. You tripping. What I'm saying to you is this. Don't say that I'm the one that said there was naked aliens in the backyard when you clearly said that. But I came to your defense.
I didn't say that shit.
Okay, Ron, we all heard the same thing.
Listen, this is what I was saying.
Okay.
This is what I was saying.
Ron, we don't have to revisit that, man. We know you didn't really.
No, because I'm saying something and you don't want to let me get that shit out.
I let you say a lot of shit, man, but you can't finish once. You can't win. Look, Ron, I respect you, bro, but give me 10 seconds on the Wyatt Live show? Can I at least have 10 seconds on my own show?
I'm giving it to you.
You're giving it to me? I have to ask for permission. I'm being kind here. Listen, bro, let me say something to you, bro. Let me just say something.
Show.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Let me just say this to you. The reason why it's a little difficult, and I know you know this because you know I don't clown your situation, but what happens is you get to talking about something, and I know what the issue is. I know what you say is true to you, but what happens is you can't hold that point. You tend to veer off. Like we've talked about 7 things already, but what I'm saying, you say what you say, but you can't stick to what you're talking about without bringing in all these other issues. So when somebody's trying to clear up the issue number 1, you don't want to bounce back to that. When you was talking about that, I just want to get back. Let me just get back to the I never said that there were naked aliens. That was your quote. You said that. But I came to your defense.
Lie, man.
Okay, all right.
It's a trip.
All right. All right, Ron, I don't want to even discuss it anymore, bro. I made it up. I made the shit up just for ratings. I made it up so everybody would be on my team and think you crazy.
Hey, I don't give
Come on, bro.
Hey, man.
I thought you said you was living like me and didn't want to argue, bro. I thought you didn't want to argue, man.
I mean, you arguing with me.
I'm not, bro, but I'm not gonna let you accuse me of saying some shit that I didn't say.
Nigga.
Look, there you go. Now you know I don't like that.
Dude, why am I just okay? Listen.
Okay, Ron, let's go. Don't blow a gasket. Let's move on. Oh, this motherfucker hung up. Now, okay. All right, look. I'm not trying to piss Ron off. It's not that hard to do. I didn't intentionally try to piss him off, but I respect the fact that you hung up. Okay, gone. Kick rocks, all that old shit they used to say. It ain't hurting my feelings, man, but you can't say everybody on here know how that conversation went. And I came to your rescue like, nah, he didn't really mean naked aliens. Y'all tripping. He didn't really mean it. He was just paraphrasing. He was kind of like saying what if, and this is what it looked like. This is what I thought it was, and blah, blah, blah. I came to your rescue. Don't get caught up in all of that, Ron. You should have laughed that little shit off like, yeah, man, they tripping on that one, Wyatt. Only reason why you came up in this conversation because I was talking about not arguing. And then you come in here and want to be argumentative. I'm like, come on, Ron, you my guy. I thought we was better than that, man. And then you say, I made that up. I'm the one who said that. Ron, you need a blunt. You need a joint. You need a joint. He said, I cash out. You mean cash app, maybe? Okay, Ron, let's read it. Because when you're talking about money, I'm all about it. Because I'll put some money on what I say. I remember the conversation. I'll cash app. I think he means cash app. But he says, I'll cash app you 100. You bet me, and we'll run it back. Bet. Right here on the air. I'll bet you $100 that I'm not the one who made up that phrase or came up with whatever it was you were talking about the aliens in your backyard. Because Ron, number one, I don't even talk about UFOs and shit like that. You always talking about gridirons and all that. It's not my conversation. I've never claimed an alien in my life. Never had a conversation about aliens. He said, you lying because that's why I hung up on you when you said it, and then you turned around and said you were going to talk about it the next show, but you didn't have the next show. That was what. Oh, okay. We're going to move on, guys. No, twin, it piggybacked. The conversation started here and then believe it went over to E-Man's show, and E mentioned shit. E clowned him. E actually clowned him. Y'all know how E can be. He don't dig light. He dig deep. And if you open up that can, E is gonna go as far as you let him. He said, no, N, you said, I said, but naked aliens were in my backyard. I didn't say that. And I'm not going to say that again. Anybody bro, I have to find the show. Okay. He said, run it back. All right. We'll run it back one day. I have to find that show, bro. I'd have to find that show. But listen, just like I let you have a microphone, I let you have the time to speak. I did that day as well. And you were talking about, I don't even remember, once again, because the conversations be all over the place sometimes. I wouldn't even know what show to look for that on. Because I could have been talking about, the economy that day. And it got, Ron could bring in, what's going on. And what he'll say something like, we need to start, like he said today. That's why I say be specific about what you're talking about. We need to be ready. Okay, be ready for what? Jerica said Brett Beard posted the clip of Ron discussing the aliens. So, Jerica, in that clip, sis, was it me? Was it me discussing aliens or was I listening? Somebody help me. Jerica, let me know if you know, sis. Just let me know. Because I don't remember. Look, I've never really read an article, watched a podcast or some type of show where I would feel comfortable or be in the conversation of talking about aliens, dressed or undressed. You've never heard me on Wyatt Live have a conversation about we better watch out for aliens. I've never had a conversation about aliens. I've talked about drones. I've never talked about no motherships and no shit like that. He said it was on 12/27. All right. Is that the first time we talked about it? Let's not bring up a show where I bring it up or it's been brought up and I'm talking about it. Let's go to the show date of the original conversation. You're not going to trap me into, well, yeah, something that I said because of what you said. Nah, bro, it don't work like that. Too much common sense over here. Jerica said the clip is just of Ron. I believe, she said, I believe. I'd have to find it to make sure. Okay. Save it, Jerica. Don't waste your time with that shit. We about to move on. I ain't about to be flustered with this bullshit. I ain't about to do it. I don't even talk about aliens. I don't even talk. Matter of fact, if somebody could help me, there's a guy that calls the radio show in Cincinnati. And I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but he's always talking about the gridirons and he's talking about we got to be ready. And, if somebody could help me, I'd like to know who that guy is. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. I know a lot of people listen to that show, that listen to this show. I would like to know, because I went to school with that dude because he said he went to CCA. Okay. If somebody could put his name in the screen, that would actually help me. That would help me at least get an idea. I don't remember. Is it brother? Brenda Early said, oh, Linda Evans, that twin, they saying Leroy, brother Leroy. Is that his name? I think I went to school with brother Leroy. I think he said he went to CCA. Is that the same guy? That don't sound familiar. I don't remember him saying his name was Leroy. There's a couple people that talk about those gridirons and stuff, right? But like, it's been months. And I heard him talking about something about the gridirons. I ain't never really heard him talk about aliens and stuff like that. That's not my point here. My point is that brother went to the school I went to in Cincinnati called CCA, Cincinnati Community Academy. It was an all black school. It was like a private school. And we went, you couldn't have went to CCA. If you went to CCA, you went to its full existence because it only lasted like 2 years. Or a year and a half, maybe. I don't know. It was a charter school before they really start talking big about charter schools. And I'd like to have a conversation with bro because I need somebody that's been to CCA, went to CCA, because we learn different over there. We learned a little bit different over there. It was Black History Month at CCA every month. Every day we went to school. Y'all know we woke up every day and went to school. And yeah, we did the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag, but we sang Lift Every Voice and Sang every day, every morning. Now you're changing the date. Now it's Ron saying 12/26. See, I told you got to be thorough with these guys, man, because they'll get you caught up in some stuff. First, it was 12/27. That was probably the day that I said something about what he said, and I repeated something that he said in the original conversation. So it was the day after Christmas. Did we even do a show the day after Christmas? Ron, you tripping, bro. You tripping, because I know I was gone for 2 weeks. I know I wasn't even here on them dates that you just put in there. Ron, you tripping. Was it a year ago? No, it wasn't that long ago. Ron said, brother Leroy Shabazz. I'd like to, I don't know if that's him. I thought his name was something real simple though. I mean like Sean. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like I thought it was something like that. And I could be wrong. Maybe I'm looking for somebody that talks about the same thing, but I could be y'all could be right. I don't know. I thought it was something simple like Sean. I really did. But he always talking about the grids and us being ready and stuff like that. And then they clown him a lot. I mean, not they, but I didn't get in the chat. I don't know what was being said, but you know, he says some things and you know, he get a little flack from the host sometimes for feeling the way he feel. I'm just curious to know if this is the same guy that I went to school with back in the day at CCA. He claims that he went to CCA. If that's the guy, brother Leroy, if he went to CCA, then it's the same dude. And he's always been like that. He's always been like that. You know what I mean? Like that. And I mean like into conspiracy theorist type stuff, things that's going on in the world. And I'm gonna tell you something, CCA had a lot to do with us thinking outside the box and us not going with the regular norm and us being prepared. Us being prepared and looking at things for how they really were. I mean, I'm not saying we were brainwashed. I'm not saying that at all, because you pick your subject. You pick what you want to get into, and they really made us students of our thoughts. So if you believed in something, damn it, they make you do a deep dive into what you believe. I think it was one of the best schools I ever gone to in my life. Did I read this properly? Somebody said that 2 dead on Colerain Avenue at the Popeyes Chicken. Check on your folks. Check on your folks. I don't want to hear that. That's horrible. Speaking of that, somebody reached out to me. I was just talking about E. Somebody reached out to me and sent me a clip, or sent me a DM, you know, in our group, and said that Emmanuel disagreed with me yesterday on the issue. And he was so respectful that he said, Mr. Wyatt. So it's hard for me to go hard or be tripping when somebody disagrees with me and says, Mr. Wyatt, I ain't tripping. He wasn't beating me up. He wasn't disrespectful. But and I'm cool with people disagreeing with me. Me and E disagree on a whole lot of things, a whole lot, but we still cool. It's always bro. It's always what it is. But E, here's what, thank you. Sabrina said they heightened your awareness. Yes. Please call and check on CK. He ain't responding. What? What's up with CK? CK okay? Oh, CK work at the chicken joint. He don't work at the Popeyes on Colerain, do he? Somebody make sure that's not the case. Y'all think sometimes we be clowning and having fun. Let's just make sure that's not the case. Oh, Jericho, I don't think you really do know, because you might have a good idea, but it comes from all different directions, sis. It comes from all different directions. And it's not like they trying to start no shit. This was a friendly type of E disagreed with your point about why evictions are higher now in Cincinnati than ever before. And I think what I was trying to, and wait a minute, hold on. Before y'all think that I'm about to be tripping on this, E is actually right about what he said. Because we've had a conversation, not him and I, but on the show. Here on Wyatt Live, we had a conversation about that same issue of younger generational people. Is that they are choosing different paths when it comes down to making extra money. You know, they're doing things like Uber and what is that? Uber Eats and things of that nature. Yes, that's not the argument. Look, I don't know if E really understand. I don't know if E really understood what I was saying. I'm saying to you that the subsidies that we're giving to these people who were getting their rent paid, this ain't got nothing to do with welfare. There are people that were receiving these subsidies that are not on welfare. It's still a subsidy. You understand what I'm saying? These people who were getting these subsidies whether they're on welfare or not. It had nothing to do with that. It's since they were getting these subsidies, they didn't need to go work, and we had a shortage of people working. If these people, then I'm telling you, these aren't young people being evicted. These are adults that are being evicted. These are not Uber drivers and Uber Eat drivers that are being evicted. Not people that have circumstance, they put their income levels at a higher level and all that. We're talking about people that can't afford to live in their place. So it's a little different argument. He's right. I understood his point of saying I don't agree with Wyatt because these people are choosing different ways of making money. Well, if you bring that logic into my argument, you have to look at it like, well, they must not be making enough money to live. Okay, so it's not the same thing. So I think what happened is we were getting into a situation where he's talking about why people aren't working in these industries anymore because they're choosing different industries. I get that. But there's also an argument of people who are getting subsidies to live. Now, I told you I wasn't going to pull no names up, and I wouldn't, because I don't mess with people's money. I don't mess with how they get their money. But I've been told by several people that there is fraud going on with these subsidies. I know for a fact that landlords and tenants are working together, hand over fist, to up that money and get more money. I know that was happening. And now there are also situations where people who could have been going to work, they're not going to work because they weren't going to work because the COVID money, the subsidies was helping them live, helping them. Now that the money is drying up, you think it's a coincidence that evictions are high? What was one of the things I told you about I know this will sound like it's not relevant, but it is. I told you, don't go after the PPP money. You're going to do something wrong. It's going to spoil you, and you're going to get in trouble. And what happened? I say the same thing about the subsidies with the rents. You should only get involved in that as long as you need it. Don't have it as long as it exists. That's like welfare subsidies. We had generation after generation of people on welfare because it was accessible, because it was there, because it was there to be had. And unless they take you off of it, I'm going to keep getting it. And you know what happens? If you get that, you can't do this. So it was taking away all it was taking away everything that you wanted to do in life. And if you better yourself, then you would lose out on that little bit of money. Let me read this one right here. Shaba, let me say, what's up with Shaba? He said, a weak Negro is one that can't agree to disagree with you and be quick to block you. I can name 2 weak as ends. I got some truth to that. I mean, you got to be able to disagree sometimes. Agree to disagree. Terry Coleman says you don't have everybody, grandma, mama, and daughter living in low income. They all paying market rent. Okay. Terry, thank you. Sabrina, she says, and I'm sure she would know. I haven't read this yet, but let me read it. Sorry, I got to catch it. It went by so fast. She said that was from the money that the government gave our country, our county, after the pandemic for rental, mortgage, and utility assistance. It was income-based, not welfare. I understand that. That's why I said what I said. You didn't have to be on welfare to get that money. So don't misunderstand where I was going. If you were taking this money and, okay, let me just ask you this. By the show of hands, let me just ask you this. Linda Evans says Kelly Prather made a big mistake with PPP money. I feel bad for her. So do I, sis. So do I. I'm going to let the wound heal. on that because she's actually a friend of mine. All right. And y'all, I done told y'all I got felons as friends, past felon, I got felons as friends, cousins, all that old shit. I don't look down on nobody that didn't call the case. That was their choice. They made their decisions. They pay they pay their time. They do their time and all that old shit. We still whatever we are. You feel what I'm saying? I don't fall off on people. Now you can't sit back and do me wrong, catch a case, and I was part of the. You can't do me wrong, and now you know what I'm saying. I couldn't have been part of that, and then you did. Now we cool again. No, but what she did had nothing to do with me. But I ain't gonna fall off because you didn't went to the penitentiary. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not built like that. But anyway, what was it? There was a comment I want. There was a comment I wanted to read on here. I don't know. Okay, I'll skip it. Let me go to the phone line real fast. I don't know where the comment was. Maybe I read it already. All right, let me go to the phone lines real fast. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, what's up, Wyatt?
Twin, what's good with you, bro?
Nah, man, I feel like I'm getting sick or something.
Well, don't bring that shit over here. Don't nobody want to get sick.
Nah, it's good here for Ron, man. I thought, something happened. You got to check on the folks and stuff, man. But it's a good thing hearing his voice today.
It was until he started getting crazy.
You did that. Man, you seen you that text and you say push that button.
I ain't pushing no button, bro. I ain't have nothing to do with that. I'm the one who I try to save him from himself. What are you talking about?
Oh, yeah, right.
I do,
man,
bro.
I know, man. Come on.
Oh, I was gonna say, bro, I don't want to see Ron crash out like that. I don't want to see that.
Nah, he cool. Ron good people, man. You just gotta get to know him. He good.
I know he is.
We clown on these podcasts and radio, but you get to know a person in person. You understand that person. Steady try to judge a person.
Right.
Just like you said, girl, we all make mistakes.
Absolutely.
Kelly Prater and all that. Ain't nobody perfect here, whether you're a criminal or you're not. But I ain't gonna downgrade you just because you're a criminal or something. Like, man, you convicted felon, your goofy butt on something. No, it is what it is. And everything. Just like people come at me and you voted for him and this what he go do. I get all these texts from him. But man, it is what it is, man. Whether you Democrat or Republican, ain't gonna save you. So be it, man. So life goes on. They ain't gonna stop me from living or nothing like that. I still got these bills and everything else, kids to take care of, another family and all that. Still ain't gonna stop my grind, man. Right. Hey, with the grid, Brother Leroy talked about, man.
Is that his name? Brother Leroy?
Yeah, he called him Brother Leroy.
Okay.
So you might know him. I believe in everything what he was saying, man. People laugh, hee ha ha. Man, it ain't true. And that God Jesus stuff y'all talking about, that white Jesus and all that. Man, I don't believe none of that crap people throw in. The Bible talks about everything, what they were saying, how many would come and deceive you. And look what's happening, man.
What's happening?
People, for the last 4-5 years, why people been mad for no reason. Whether you Republican, Democrat, whatever, just game bang. And it be your own kind, man. That's tearing you down. Don't be them white folks. It be your own kind. For what? Man, for what, man? For no reason. Just gang bang, waking up gang banging mad. And it shouldn't be like that, man. And life's too short. And when he talk about that grid and FEMA camp and all that, I don't too much agree with that FEMA camp stuff, but it's about to shut down. God sent plague for a reason, man, to draw us close to him.
So you think that's what? Let me ask you,
man. God, let me tell you this: God sent that plague on that COVID. He sent this bird flu, and he about to send another one that they ain't telling you about from China that's gonna mess up these little kids' respiratory system. Man, this gonna be worse. It's coming.
So now let me ask you. Hold on. Let me ask you, Twin. Is that what you think Ron is talking about when he says we need to be ready?
when Ron said and when Brother Leroy, man, when them canned goods and all that stuff, food going up high, it's about to be a shutdown. When that Walmart Kroger door don't open no more, it's about to be a shut. Get ready. If you ain't never scared a deer or a rabbit, you go learn today. You better get ready. Them canned goods and all that. Oh, I ain't messing with them canned goods. They been up there 3 years. Yeah, they say 30-30, whatever that date on it. You got a man with a happy pack and stuff that was on Lincoln Ware earlier saying that it can save you and it can be stored for 25 years in case the grid of power thing go down and everything. People better take heed. You like, oh man, that's stupid and all. Okay, it's stupid.
Well,
you
let's
can
be
learn a lot
realistic.
from a dummy, man.
Let's be realistic. I don't have a home. I don't have a home big enough to store 25 years worth of food. I'm just being honest.
No, I think if I'm not mistaken, I thought he said he said it was.
You said some food can last. And I know they had these ERGs or what MREs or something like that that they build.
Yeah, the military
water.
Yeah, you hit it with Yeah, I taste. You hit it with a tap of water, whatever, and it blows up.
Yeah, I've tasted it
before.
before.
I mean, it's good. It's good.
I've tasted it before, but I can't say it's good. But it's sufficient. It'll serve its purpose. Okay.
You got a little seasoning stuff on it.
Yeah, but my thing is this. Look, bro, I don't live my life in fear like that. Like, I don't know if these things are going to necessarily happen. I'm not suggesting that they couldn't happen, but they've been talking like this since the 60s, since technology has started developing.
They live in the Old Testament, man. This new. This the New Testament, man.
Okay.
If you go down the floodline of Revelation, people don't want to believe it. I mean, we got our own belief and our own knowledge of things and way of saying things and all that. But if you really take time out to really know the Bible or whatever, people say it's been tampered with and all that. But if be like, yeah, and pinpoint everything like, yeah, God ain't lying about this. Man, everything, man, I don't like God and all that. I don't believe in that Jesus stuff. But if you don't believe it, look, turn that mighty dollar around and see what you believe. You believe how you go spin it, huh? You believe in God we trust. That's what that mighty dollar says. So if you don't trust,
but that's a human printing that on there.
I don't care, man. I don't care. When people say you don't trust God, no, man, let it make sense then.
Okay, I'm not arguing the God
argument. I know you're not. When it all boils down, when it all said and done, man, it's still God is still in control of everything.
Now,
I don't care what you say, man. Adam and Eve started on this first beginning and thing. So we just gotta take heed, man, to what people say. It might not make sense to what he was saying. The grid go down to other people, but I believe it's about to go down, man. They ain't building them bunkers for nothing, sending those spaceships up there. They doing that on purpose. If they can shut Wyatt, last year, if some people can recall, last year they shut the Wi-Fi and everything down. People went crazy, man. Is your Wi-Fi working? I ain't got no Wi-Fi. Is your Wi-Fi working? And I was one of them too, like, man, I'm trying to find where I'm going. What's wrong with this? If they can do that, why? What they can't? We ain't gonna able to focus on. We ain't gonna able to handle the
hold on. Are you suggesting that you can't live a day without Wi-Fi?
No, I'm just saying how
no. No. It sounds to me like
I don't even be on this stupid phone. I don't talk to nobody really, unless I got to.
Well, no,
I don't do no Wi-Fi, really.
Twin, what I'm saying to you is this. I'm just trying to make a point. Like, you can function without Wi-Fi. You don't have to be caught up in technology. Wi-Fi don't control everything. We did pretty well as children without internet. We did fine without the technology that they have today.
I did. I don't need the Wi-Fi. I'm just saying how people was going crazy. I went crazy because I couldn't find this street. I was looking for it, and it stopped working. The towers was, and people was going crazy when I went to gas station. I'm like, y'all got Wi-Fi? They're like, no, it just went down. And then like 6-7 people, I ain't got my Wi-Fi. What's wrong with this? I can have to call my telephone cable bill, whatever they were saying. And then, yeah, but I don't care on no Wi-Fi. Well, I'm cool with it.
Well,
okay. I don't be on it. Stuff like that. Cool with it, man.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, but I believe, man, people just don't really take people serious. But But man, you believe something else and everything, but I don't know, man. We'll get it together one day, Wyatt. But I be believing some of the stuff people say. Like, oh dang, he wasn't lying. I go back and I read up on a lot of stuff, and then I study a lot of preaching and everything. So it is what it is, Wyatt. I still believe in
Who
Jesus,
said that?
man. But
Hold on one second. Let me read a comment or two.
I ain't worried about them people in the chat,
It's
man.
not. It's not that. It's somebody saying something about. It's Ron Dula. He said you can't function without Wi-Fi. You can function without your phone, but everything else is Wi-Fi. I don't agree with that, Ron. Everything else is not Wi-Fi. I don't agree with that. When I do my detox, I generally don't do. I don't really. When I get away and break away and don't have my business calls and I don't want to be bothered, I do away with Wi-Fi and all that. Now, I cheat a little bit because I listen to my music and I might get on my phone and listen to it on my playlist, but I could probably find some other way of hearing my music. I could probably listen to the radio, which is transitional. I don't have to get on Wi-Fi and have to listen. I don't have to do that. But yes, it's probably more difficult now than ever before to function without Wi-Fi. I would agree with that. But it's not necessary to function. You don't have to have Wi-Fi to do what you want to do. They still have USA mail. You don't have to send emails. You can mail things. I'm not saying that it's convenient. I'm not saying it's the easiest, it's not the easy way, but there are still ways that we do things in this world. I mean, until they do away with things that you have to have Wi-Fi for, until those things are collapsed and gone, you can still function. Don't get caught up in ordering your groceries online. Take your lazy ass to the grocery store and wait in line and order your food and do whatever. They still do take cash. You don't have to order your groceries. You don't have to pay by credit card. You don't have to live in a technical world, in technology of a world. You don't have to live in that if you don't want to. Not everything. What else? Right. What else, twin? What's on your what else, bro?
Did you hear that lady on the superintendent today?
No, I didn't, bro. I really the superintendent of CPS?
Yes.
No, what'd she say?
No, I mean I guess she has some good ideas of what she.
Okay, good. I expect her to have some good ideas. She good people.
But I was gonna ask her, which I want finished, about the truancy officer. Do they still have them in schools and all that? And everything, and I was gonna ask, since y'all say mental health and people are homeless and all that, and kids get in trouble, do they really visit their parents and have a parents conference still? Do that still exist?
Okay.
You remember back in the days when we was growing up, we had parent conference, and I was wondering, do that still exist? And the truancy officer used to come to your house and really check on why has this kid been missing? Do they need clothes? Do they need, hygienes or something like that? And, they'll look out for you. I want to do that still exists, man. Well, that's what I really want to add.
You know what? Most people, sometimes we demonize things that are for our own good. And I'll be honest with you, bro. My age, when I hear truancy officer, is that what it's called? A truancy officer?
Yeah, truancy.
Okay, truancy means delinquent. Okay, that means not coming to school. So when you have truancy officers, you're already coming in. You as a parent are already on defense. So to me, it sounds like it sounds more like somebody that's coming to cause problems for you. So I don't. Maybe they need to have that same thing, but call it something different, because they're not coming to check out on. They're not coming to check on you like you good. They coming to fix a problem.
Yeah, I'm saying, I know that. And when I was going to schools I went to and everything, they will come, especially in Chicago, they will come and check on why you ain't been to school and all that. And then they write it down, and then they give it to the counselor and the assistant principal, whatever, and they break it down. Well, such thing been come to school because his mom not working, or they don't have medicine, or they don't have clothes and food at home. And then they will give them help ASAP. Oh, no, here's a program for you. That's what I was talking about. They used to do that when I was growing up. They used to definitely check on you while you ain't been in school, missing all them days. But
do they still do that? Did you hear?
That's what I want to know.
Oh, okay.
I'm
I'm
gonna ask
sure.
my daughter.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
I'm
Now,
gonna ask my little daughter.
I'm sure they have a system in place that'll check on parents or will call the house when you have missed a day of school. I'm sure they do that. I mean,
they got a computer generated call robot that say such and such has missed 95 days of school.
do your kids go to CPS, twin?
My daughter,
She go to
I guess what's the school she go to? Dang,
You
I
don't
forgot
know?
the name of the school.
What? Okay.
It's off
well,
of
there went that. Oh my
hold on,
God.
man.
Go ahead.
TPA, I think.
Good luck.
TCPA or something like for real, man.
What is it?
I know it's on TPCA, TPCA, something like that.
Well, you better hope she don't call you and has the problem over there, because you wouldn't be able to get there.
No, I know it says off Woodward and Ridge, and whatever that area, Pleasant Hill area, I believe.
Okay.
TPCA or something. I think I'm saying it right. I know how to get there. I know that it's off Ridge.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask her though when I see her this weekend. I'm gonna ask.
Yeah, that might be important.
They called my phone before, and that computer talk for you, whatever she is. She talked and left a message like, you know, such ain't been in school and all that.
Yeah, my daughter went to Sycamore, and I remember when we had her out of school for a couple days, and it called us and told us that the school. I don't know if now that off the top of my head, man, it's been so long ago. I don't know if Sycamore is a Cincinnati public school or not. I don't know, but that school system had a call system if your kid missed school.
Yeah, because I was just saying, because they talking about mental health and everything. Because the truant officer, you know, when I grew up, he used to write that down and like such and such had problems and all that, and dude did have problems, and you know they got him help, but you know it was too late because he gang banging and got killed and all.
Can I give you a piece of advice, brother?
Yeah.
For the next few days, I think this phone call gonna haunt you a little bit. For the next few days, I think you're gonna have some explaining to do.
About what?
Okay. I think you're gonna have to explain to some people why you don't know what school your daughter go to.
I said TCPA. I think it's like man, I ain't got to explain to nobody.
You're right. You're right.
You know what?
You're
I
right.
know it's
You're absolutely right. You don't have to
I
explain.
think I'm saying
just letting you know.
I think I'm saying the TPCA or something
All
like
I'm
that.
saying to you, brother,
I always get it confused because she checked me about it.
All I'm saying to you, brother, is when you're a caller of the year and you're high profile podcast and radio caller that you are.
Man, we all make mistakes. You can't even get nobody's name right. So it is what it is.
And I can't get here on time, so I have no place to talk about anything.
Okay then. Okay.
Right. Touche.
It is. Players messed up, so it is what it is, man.
All right, my
but
apologies.
yeah, I know it's TPCA.
I'm just trying to get you. Look, when you hang up this call, your ass better get right on it. You better get right on it so you can clean aisle up. You got some cleaning up in aisle 7, my friend. You got to clean this shit up and be like,
I don't do outside. I gotta clean the back dock. I know that. They already text me.
Bro, I was paraphrasing.
You just put this up.
All right, twin. Well, I gotta go, man. I'm at the top of the hour. I got a commercial coming up.
What's the commercial?
It's Kroger. You didn't know? I gotta go.
All right, player.
All right, man. Talk to you.
All right, man.
All right, bro.
Yeah.
Thanks for engaging with us, twin. I already know they're gonna eat his ass up for that. I already know, bro. Now let me remind you guys. Y'all heard all of that on Emmanuel Livingston's show. Twin didn't know what school his daughter went to on Emmanuel Livingston's The Afternoon Experiment show. It wasn't here. You are sleepy. It wasn't here. It was somewhere else. I don't want to be part of that. The hell? What school your kid go to, Wyatt? You know that big one, that big building that got about 4 stories to it? The kids come in the front door and the people park on the side. They be having them big yellow buses out on the side of it. in the morning and in the afternoon. You know that building over there. I'm just playing, twin. I'm just playing. But I bet your ass better know now. By 3 o'clock, you better know where your daughter go, because boy, they gonna serve you. They gonna serve your ass if you don't know. And if I were you, let me give you a hint. Let me give you a little. Just say, I had the initials wrong. Like, I didn't know I had to put the P in front of the C and the C in front of the P. They all sound the same. It's hard to say TCP. They all sound the same. So I wasn't sure if it was TCP, PCT, TSC, EEE, ESPN. I don't know. I'm trying to help, bro. I was just trying to help. I was just trying to help. Yeah, I don't know what's going on over on Colerain either. Someone just put something. We've already talked about it. A lot of people are Carolyn Smith said that school over there on off Ridge, TTPA. Is that what it's called, or are you just kind of mocking him? I'm sorry. Is that what? I've never heard of these schools. I don't have an elementary school kid or high school, junior high. I don't have a kid in high school in the Cincinnati area anymore. And I know there's a lot of charter schools now. There's new Catholic schools. They're changing and rearranging Cincinnati Public School. I wouldn't know. Shit, I'll be honest with you. I lost touch of Withrow. I didn't know Withrow was some type of Withrow University. I didn't know. I mean, what's the point? Why would I? It ain't like I'm about to go to the football game. I don't go to no, bro. It's not. I'm sorry. I probably would go to a Withrow football game. They kind of dope. I would go to a Withrow basketball game. But as far as knowing what they're doing over there, it's not really my thing. I'll be honest with you. I didn't know that Withrow and was like Withrow University and stuff. I heard of it, but I never really looked into what it really was. So if the superintendent was over there, Andrea says it's TCP Academy. Okay. Thank you, Crystal. She says TCPA. Okay. So we about to put plus on the back of all this lettering too, huh? TCPA plus by the time y'all finish. Sorry about that. Popeye's not Richie's on Colerain. They have a Richie's on They do have a Richie's on Colerain, don't they? Of course they would have a Richie's on Colerain. Of course. Shit. Bruh, there you go. Twin got it now. He said it's called TCPA. That's what he said the whole time. Y'all just didn't hear him. See, I be having their backs, man. Aliens in the backyard and shit like that. He ain't really mean aliens in the backyard. He didn't mean that. He was paraphrasing. He was talking like that's what it looked like. That's what they was saying. I just overheard some people talking like that. That's what Ron was talking about. He didn't say he's seen aliens. Sabrina Calloway says WLWT says, which I believe is Channel 5 in Cincinnati. She says two dead, one critical outside business in Colerain Township. Don't shock me one bit. Let's see how much they talk about it. Let's just see how much they talk. They're not going to talk about that. I promise you. It's not going to headline. It'll be on the news for about its 30 second. They run a little news thing for 30 seconds. They're going to talk about it. Everybody going to be like, oh, that's fucked up. Now, if it was a school shooting, oh my God, which, I get it. I get it. School shootings are severe. I totally get that. Everybody should be like in panic when schools get shot up. But I got the same energy when shootings happen in the neighborhood. That's just me. Because in most cases, it's school kids, school-aged kids. Not necessarily students, but they're student age. Kid age, school-aged kids involved in these shootings. I'm not suggesting that in this case, but in most cases it is. 15, 16, 14 years old, you should be in school. Sabrina is going to be our a lady a lady that got hit. Okay. She says a witness says one person was hit by a stray bullet. Wow. Wow. That's horrible. That's horrible. Let's see. What else? Yeah, that's horrible. I hope that's Carolyn Smith says what? She says the girls group will have the victims' names before the local news, before the local media does. The media don't care. They just want you to watch that 30 seconds. They don't care. I mean, they'll push it out there that 3 victims got shot. Victims mean people that, may not have been involved. Well, we appreciate it, Sabrina. She says she's working from home today, so she's watching the news. Appreciate that, sis. I really do. Ron still on that. I said that. Man, Ron, you need to get that up, bro. Everybody on this platform heard you that day. Everyone here heard that conversation. And if they didn't hear you say it, I guarantee you it's not blowing their mind. It's not like something like they're not gonna come say, not Ron wouldn't say anything like that. Just being honest with you on that one, brother. Yeah, they're not gonna cover it. Media ain't gonna cover that. And I think, well, I won't. I'll keep that comment to myself. But sometimes the reason why I don't say things or bring up people's name because people don't say my name. You understand what I'm saying? If they say my name, then I could say their name. So out of the respect, me personally, I try to, now if they talking, it's a platform. They could take what I say. E took what I said and took it to his platform. He disagreed with me about the evictions. And we don't have no problems talking about what each other say. I don't have no problem with that because E says my name. And that allows me to be forward so I can address it. Like, okay, maybe you misunderstood what I was saying, or maybe we can just disagree. We can agree to disagree or whatever on the topic. But yeah, if you saying my name and what I'm talking about, yeah, I'll serve it back. I'll return to serve. But if they're not saying my name, and there's a reason why they don't, like, for instance, E said, like, the person who sent me E disagreeing with me yesterday, he told me to look at his show between this time frame. He didn't say nothing crazy, and this person wasn't trying to get me to be all on attack mode on E. It wasn't that at all. He was just saying, here's what he said, why he disagreed with your point of evictions. And I think what happened is E thought I was blaming the eviction crisis, because that's what it is, because that's what they calling it, an eviction crisis. And I think he was using my explanation of when people were taking advantage. And there's some people in here right now that can confirm. They can confirm what I'm saying. I just rather them not, because there could be repercussions to them. And I don't want that to happen. I don't want to mess up anybody's money. But there's people in this chat and watching the show right now that can confirm and could tell you, yes, people were abusing the system. And here's let's just say the majority of the people that are being evicted, I can guarantee you they're being evicted because the lack of the resources being cut off. Not everybody that's being evicted is part of that getting money from the government thing for rent. Not everybody. But you don't think it's a coincidence that evictions are higher now? And I was going to do this survey a little while ago. Let me see. Okay. How many people on this platform, and I don't want to get in anybody's pocket. I just kind of want to make a point, and I could be wrong, Maybe this survey will help me make a better decision on how I feel. If your rent or your mortgage went up January the 1st, would you be on the verge of being kicked out of your apartment? Would you be on the verge of going into foreclosure on your property if your rent or your mortgage went up $99? You see what I'm saying? I'm just curious. And I'm like I said, folks, I am not trying to get in anybody's pocket. I'm just trying to make it make some sense to me. There's a reason why there's an epidemic of evictions right now. Because everybody pretty, I'm not wishing it on anybody. I don't want your mortgage or your rent to go up $100, $99. This is what was in the story yesterday. This is what was in the story. It was on the Channel 5 News, I believe it's Channel 5. And it says, no, everybody will be mad. Preston said, nah, but it pissed me off though. Hell yeah, everybody be mad. To be honest with you, property taxes went up in Hamilton County and it blew everybody's mortgage payments up. But I don't know if that's what's causing, I don't know if that'll cause, you to lose your be kicked out on an eviction. I don't know. But it's not on the news article. It clearly said that the average out of all these evictions, the average rent number was $99 a month, higher than it was a year ago. Would $99 put you in eviction court? So there has to be something more to it. It has to be something more to it because, for those that might think I'm out of place or out of line for bringing this up or talking about it, let me just say this to you. My first job out of college was working for Metropolitan Housing. And unfortunately, I don't even like using this example, but unfortunately, I've had to do set-outs in Winton Terrace for young ladies with children. I had to do this. I worked in legal. I had to do this for women, girls, young ladies that had 2-3 kids and they're being evicted for $75 because they couldn't pay $25 a month. Now let's be honest. Now I didn't see some of these little girls. Yeah, they got little boyfriends. They get money, full of money in their pocket. These little girls was going out to the clubs. I ain't trying to get in nobody's business, but we know what it looked like when the foreign pull up into the hood and them little cute little girls get their little friends to babysit their kids. They out ripping and running the streets with these little boys, these little dope dudes and all that old shit. This little girl, she's a dime piece and all this and all that, but her house falling apart. She can't pay $25 a month. Y'all think this is some bullshit, don't you? It's not. It's real. It's a real life. So I've seen evictions happen for $75 plus court costs. Less than $100, right around $100. And it was not because she couldn't truly pay. It was because the game ran out. She got her subsidies cut off. Something happened. The housing just happened to be a domino effect. You see what I'm saying? The housing just happened to be another one of the subsidies that was being cut off. The other stuff, the food stamps and all that stuff had already been cut off. The daycare or whatever it may have been. Since you're not working anymore, you don't get these things. You don't get the things that come along with working. So they cut the daycare off. They cut this off. They cut that off. And now the eviction comes. It's a sad situation, but it's true. And I have to go back to those situations when I'm trying to make some things make sense. And when I hear inside information about how the money's been, landlords and tenants are taking advantage of things, a lot of people stop going to work. A lot of people got some money and they stopped going to work. And that's not the only reason, E. Let me just clear that up. He was right what he said. They find other ways to make money. Kids don't necessarily have to work at McDonald's anymore. But I can tell you one thing, I don't see kids working at these younger ages like we used to work. They'll hustle. They'll hustle. Like there are some kids. Look, don't get it twisted. Don't let when I say one thing mean it's a blanket statement. It don't mean for everybody. I know some kids that'll still go out and cut grass and do that type of stuff. But I also know some kids that ain't got no business sitting at home at 15 and 16 years old because they mama want to buy them everything. Mama want to get them everything. I know more of those than I know kids is out here getting to the, getting their own money. My mother never had, when I turned 14, my mother never gave me I shouldn't say she didn't give me a dime because I lived in her home. I ate the food that she brought in from the grocery store. So it would be ridiculous for me to say. But my mother never had to reach in her pocket and say, here go $5, go to the movie theater, go to the show. Here go $5, go do this. Here go 20, go to the mall. She never had to do that. I was very independent. She might not even have liked the way I was getting my money at 14 or 15, but she knew that I wasn't going to ask her for nothing. And to be honest with you, I'm not trying to justify, well, that's why I did what I did. No, that ain't why I did what I did. That ain't had nothing to do with it. And I wasn't out there like that. Wasn't out there like that. Don't get it twisted. Now, I'm not trying to glorify, make it look like I was out there banging out rides and driving in drop top Ford Mustangs and shit. It wasn't that. It was just I never really had to ask my mother for anything because in our generation, we hustled. And I don't necessarily mean hustled illegally. We just went and got little part-time jobs. We shoveled snow. We cut grass. I never cut grass, but I'm just saying. Kids did things like that. Took out old people's trash, ran to the store for people, collected bottles. We all find a way to get some money. These kids today, I got a niece that got a 16-year-old, and that little boy got more Jordans than me, and I got a job. He don't have a job. She keep him fresh. I ain't mad at her for that, but mamas, remember this. If you're not teaching your kid how to get themselves fresh, you're not going to be around forever. You can't have a 25-year-old son still getting him fresh. I want to run this one little video because this is interesting to me. Wait, before I do that, let me just say this. Let me make sure the phone line clean. I want to say this because I may have to cut this short because I know E is probably coming on. Somebody let me know. Let me know if he does. He'll send somebody. Let me know if E comes on. Or E, are you here? I don't know if you're here, and if you are you on now, or are you coming on today at 3:15, 3:30ish? If so, I won't go where I'm about to go with this. I was about to show a video. I can save it for tomorrow. I can save it for tomorrow. But while I'm waiting for a response or whatever, I guess I could check. Let me see something. If so, I'll just wait for tomorrow. Hold on one second. Okay, he just responded on the platform. He said around 3:30. Let me say this with pure love in my heart. Because someone disagrees with me, that don't hurt my feelings at all. I respect you if you don't watch this show because you don't believe in my point of views or my perspectives. Matter of fact, when I was watching that video when E was explaining, I had to chime into his page, and Stephanie Hyde, he said 3:30. I had to chime into the page to hear what he was saying, and when he said, if you should watch Wyatt, I totally get it if you don't want to watch me, or if you don't want to watch the platform, or the show. I get it. I'm okay with that. And they were very respectful, to be honest with you. Just because someone says I don't want to listen to conservative talk, that don't hurt my feelings, because I'm very conservative. I know what I believe in. I know who I am. So if you call me a name, it's a name and it's derogatory. You're meaning it in a derogatory kind of way, but it's not derogatory to me, then I'm not offended. So if you're calling me a conservative and that's supposed to be derogatory, I can't be mad because you called me something that I am. If you called me a black man, can't be mad at that because that's what I am. Okay? But there was one comment, it didn't make me mad, but it got my attention. And if someone says, well, I don't want to listen to conservative talk, I respect that. I can't be mad at that. That's crazy, because I don't listen to certain kind of talk that don't do nothing for me. So, but I did read one comment and it was respectful. It wasn't disrespectful like some people try to be and think that that's hurting people's feelings. One, I believe it was a lady, said, he sounds like a rich Republican. Which one of those words is more derogatory to you? To be rich or to be a Republican? I'm just curious. And y'all might not understand my point of view on this. You may not understand how I'm looking at that type of a comment. But if you're saying that as in a derogatory kind of way, I'd like to know who on this platform, and be totally honest with yourself. You ain't got to be honest with me. Who in this platform don't want to be rich? I'm not saying filthy rich, a billionaire, all that. Who don't want to be rich? Like, you can be rich and be who you are. Rich shouldn't change who you are. You change you. Oprah Winfrey said it best. She said, money don't change me. It changed the people around me. That's what she said. So now let me ask you, because you're rich, don't necessarily you got to be a certain kind of way. I mean, is being rich a derogatory? I'm just curious. Because you have some, do you know how many people walk through the malls of Cincinnati and you don't know how rich they are, and they got on pants and shoes that they just cut the grass in? They don't buy new sneakers every week. They wear t-shirts and jeans or walking around, and they may be worth $2-3 million, $10 million. Just note that when someone says that I talk like a rich Republican, I don't understand that, because we all know where I'm from. You're not talking to a guy that grew up with a silver spoon in his mouth. Jerica said, is that a low-key flex? No. I'm just being real about it. I mean, let's be honest. Why would you want, instead, what makes me, why would what I talk about it would fit in the category of being derogatory? What do I say that I'm not trying to fix a problem? Because I say things that I think are bringing solutions to a problem that's been going on for decades. And then when you hear somebody say, I don't want to talk about that, I get it. I'm not mad at that. You may not want to really talk about the solution. You may want to talk about the problem all the time. I ain't got that far yet, Jerica. She said I would have been offended by being called a Republican. I just ain't got that far to the, into that point of it yet. All I'm saying to it, I didn't have to be either one. I don't have to be either one. I'm just saying, like, instead of, I don't want to be either one of them. Denise Davis, what's good, sis? She says, better pay attention to African countries like Mali and Burkina Faso kicking out the French, arresting the CEOs of pillaged resources. So I got 10 minutes. So E is going to be on at 3:30. Now y'all go check my brother out. Davis, Denise, when I try to have conversations like that, I'm flexing. When I try to talk about certain things and where we need to position ourselves, I'm flexing. That's not my intentions. I mean, here's the thing. If I had someone tell me some of the things that I know right now when I was 18 years old, I would have made different decisions in my life. You only care. Jerica said this. She said, I guess I've never been a person who really gave a F about a non-factor who says, a non-factor has to say about me. You're right. Normally I wouldn't, but I created this thing, Jerica. She probably think I'm trying to like be funny, but I'm not. This is just how I am. Y'all know this. I would have never created this platform if I didn't care. Jerica, you should have seen me before all this shit. Cincinnati will tell you. I was very low key. I did my little thing in the city. I put on, little things. I was very low key. This Wyatt Live thing is a shock to a lot of people. A lot of people in my family, a lot of my friends, a lot of ex-friends, a lot of people a lot of new friends. But when you create something like this and you give your opinion and you put yourself out there and you share yourself, you tend to care more. And I'm sure you've done it. You may not have done it to people that's not a factor in your life. So say. But if you give yourself to something and people kind of want to shit on it or trash it or whatever, they may not be a factor in your life, but you care what their intentions are. You care what they doing. You care how they moving. And that's why I don't get mad, because I don't go to other platforms and get in the chat and trash them. Number one thing I don't do is I don't go on a lot of platforms because I don't want people thinking I'm promoting my own thing. That's probably why I'm wanting. Do you know how easy it would be to drag people from other platforms into this? But I'm not confrontational. I don't want to be here arguing with people. Can you imagine Ron hosting Wyatt Live and Twin? They would go on every platform and bring all of that chaos to what they're trying to do. Now, what good would that do? Oh, yeah, we'd have an audience. Views would be up. Clicks would be up. That's not my purpose. I don't want to talk to people that don't want to be talked to. I don't want to have a conversation with a mug that wants to argue with me. I can have a disagreement with you, but I don't want to argue with you. Your mind made up. You probably have this derangement of something that I can't cure, that I can't fix. I can't change how you feel about something because you're going to have an argument on your point, just like I would. It's a normal reaction for most people. Shaba. And I had to come to the understanding of that, Davis Denise, that people really are confrontational. They may not want to fight. They may not physically fight. Some people are geared differently. Y'all know why I don't do sports talk? Because I can't go to the gym. It's like if I do sports talk and I say that LeBron James is nowhere near what Michael Jordan is, it's going to go crazy. Like, I mean, they're going to debate. We're going to talk about free throws, three-pointers, layups, dunks, and we're going to fight them all. Like, literally, they want to go to the gym. Like, they want to, when we hooping, whatever, they want to give you a hard foul because of some shit you said on a podcast. I ain't on that. I'm not on that. And there's people that are built that want to be keyboard bullies and talk crazy. Me, I just don't really want to do it that way. I don't want anybody here that don't want to be here. I don't want to trick you to be here. I don't want to have to go on somebody else's platform, cause a bunch of ruckus, chaos, and then carry it on over here. I don't really want to do that. That's an easy play. It's not that I wouldn't be able to defend my point of views, because I usually try to get into arguments that I know something about. Not arguments, but debates and conversation from experiences. Like, that's why I can say what I said about the eviction crisis. You really think $99 is putting people in eviction court? They just won't do without something that's costing them $20 a week? I mean, I'm just saying, most people, especially us, work shit out. We know how to get through everything. There ain't nothing that they can do to us that's going to wipe us. Boy, there ain't nothing they can do to us that can wipe us out. The only thing they can do is wait for us to destroy each other. That's it. That's the only way you can get rid of us, is if we do it to ourselves. Think about that. You've had people come here in this country surpass us in population. I got 3 minutes. I want to share this video. Let me see if I can play it right now real fast. This is a black billionaire. It hits my algorithm, okay? It's the things that I like to watch. It's the things that I like to talk about. It's the things that it was all intent for me to talk about this today. But I didn't. And, I'm going to start sharing more of these conversations, and those that are cool with it, if they with it, they with it. If they not, they not. Okay. But these are the type of things that I like to have a conversation about. Let me see if I can get. All right. I'm going to have him say this. He's on the Breakfast Club. All right. And I want you to hear, and I know some of y'all have probably seen these clips, but I want to share it with you. Check it out.
Start having family meetings every week about the lights don't come on by themselves. Let's walk through the family budget. What does it cost for us to live? Let's buy that house in the hood, DA-HOD, buy the worst house on the best block. Buy it, rehab it, live in it. Build some equity for 2 or 3 years. Take the equity, buy another house in a working class neighborhood. No mansions, no flossing. Buy it, rehab it, and rent it. Do that a third time. You do that 3 times, you'll be a millionaire. That was my mother's story. That was Juanita Smith, who worked an hourly job at McDonnell Douglas Aircraft and died with $1 million net worth, having bought and sold 7 homes. A person listening to this with an hourly job can become a millionaire. Now, somebody says, well, John, where's the capital coming from? Okay, here's knowledge. Earned income tax credit. You earn $38,000 a year. You're listening to this program. You're a teacher. You have 3 children. You just qualify for EITC. Well, if you've never filed for EITC, well, you got to check for almost $20,000. You take that $20,000, you then use it as a down payment on that house I just mentioned. We're going to get your credit score up at Operation Hope, 54 points to 100 points. We're going to get your debt down $3,800. We're going to get your savings up through budgeting $2,000. You smoke and go to Starbucks every week. That's $6,000 a year. You're making $100,000 a year. Help me with the math. That's almost 20% of your income. Two ways to make money. Make more or spend less. This is rapping. I mean, this is a different form of rap. It's just, this is intelligent rap. This is the kind of rap that leaves you better. Start having family meetings every week about the lights don't come on by themselves. Let's walk through the family budget. What is it?
John Hope Bryant. I dig that brother because he talked to us. He asked a major question. What would you tell your 18-year-old self when it comes to your finances? We're going to cover that tomorrow on Wyatt Live. What would you tell your 18-year-old self when it came down to your money? What would you tell yourself? See what I'm saying? All the mistakes we made. See, the thing and what I believe is the mistakes we made, we wait for our kids to either make those mistakes already and then try to tell them, or we raise them where they can't accept that type of information. See what I'm saying? Like they think you trying to be funny. They think you don't know. No, man. No. It's like what Dion did to his son. His son is going to do what his dad navigates him to do. Y'all know that, right? His son he's going to, because he know his dad, no. His father was the blueprint. So he's going to follow his father. He raised him. So he'll follow his dad. His son will follow him because he raised him that way. He trusts his dad. Ask some of these people who out here pump faking in some of these communities if their children trust them. How your kid gonna listen to you if your kid don't even trust you? Ooh, I'm gonna need to talk about that tomorrow and use the weekend to lick my wounds. That's my time. Peace and love to everybody, man. See y'all tomorrow at 1 o'clock. I'll holler.
Hey, safe to say I'm the biggest, the largest. Been stepping up shit since my mama stayed in them apartments. Regardless, my daddy told me keep the heat even when I'm in foreigns. I'm heartless, cause these niggas is hating on me just because I'm the biggest, the largest, the biggest, the largest. 30K on my riches for hard times. These niggas just mad cause they bitching my archives. Jordan came back, throw the 4-5. If you play, then you lay right there by your own kind. Hold up a 4 in the loco. Tell them run this bitch back like so-so. Got this rap shit here in the chokehold. Did a show out in Austin. Shout out to Bobo. Moved out the trenches, now look how we live. Tell my BM to furnish the crib. Walk out the mall with some shoes for the kids. Deposit the checks from my bank full of M's. Paid up my rent, now I'm up for the year. The view look crazy from here. What I paid for some dogs could've bought me veneers. Texas piece on my neck could've bought your career. Safe to say I'm the biggest, the largest. Been stepping up shit since my mama stayed in them apartments. Regardless, my daddy told me keep the heat even when I'm in foreigns. I'm heartless, cause these niggas is hating on me just because I'm the biggest, the largest, the biggest, the largest. Stuffing Cali, put weed in the blunt. Let my little brother roll him a Dutch. My little boy get whatever he want. Madam T don't be asking for much. Pouring lean on the nuggets and runch. Spill the rest of that drink in a punch. Left wrist on some, I had to stunt. Right rich, I just did it because 600 the labor, you know how we coming. Tell them niggas they ain't taking nothing. Standing on business, we shooting the punching. Hey, man, nigga, go get you some money. I just got off a tour, finna go on another one. Album done, finna drop me another one. Couple M's, finna run up another one. Super Bowl ring, shit, I had to go dumb. Safe to say I'm the biggest, the largest. Been stepping up shit since my mama stayed in them apartments. Regardless, my daddy told me keep the heat even when I'm in foreigns. I'm heartless, cause these niggas is hating on me just because I'm the biggest, the largest, the biggest, the largest. Hey.